video is going to help you understand how Spirit talks to us and how God communicates so that you don't miss your spiritual guidance, because that is actually God's universal language. It's spiritual guidance. So, you know that last time you looked at an animal and you felt like they just wanted to say something to you? It's because they did, and often they are talking to you, and you're recognizing it because it makes you pause out of whatever else you were doing, and you think to yourself, okay, we're communicating. There's a conversation happening, and it's just not through their words, their mouth. It could be through eye language, eye communication or eye contact. It could be body language. But there's subtle ways that Spirit talks to each and every one of us, and our spiritual guidance is within all of that. It's embedded in that communication. And so when Spirit talks to us and how Spirit talks to us is a natural communication. It's a style that you don't have to try to really learn. You just have to be open and be aware of how the universe is talking to you. And so, like now, you've just heard me say the universe, Spirit, I think I said God, but this is all one higher power energy, okay? That we're all just a fractal piece of. We're just a small, unexplainable part of this higher power, this being that exists. And how that energy talks to us is really specific to everybody's journey. However, it's the same spiritual guidance that we can all follow. So awareness is the first step of our spiritual awakening, right? And so awareness is how Spirit talks to us, and it's through the signs, it's through the symbols, it's through the synchronistic things that happen and that are said, the messages. And why is that important? It's important because the next time you're somewhere you didn't plan on being and you get blessed, it's not that you planned on being there, it's that you followed divine planning, divine timing. It was divinely ordained for you to be where you were when you got blessed, you received. So there's something you did prior to know that alignment was going to happen. And it's something that I feel like we overthink it because our human is not who we are. We control our human, and our human exists in this dimension, this physical space that we call life. But honey, you are far above and beyond your human. You are the soul within your human. So how Spirit talks to us is actually through us, and then we communicate that message to our human. So when you're receiving visions, let's say you just look at something and your mind just drifts. You're looking at a vision. You're playing a movie, right? In your mind's eye, you see a scene playing out. Now, this may be through memory. This can be through something you've never seen, you've never thought of. You see people that you've never seen in this dimension, yet they might sound or look familiar. It may be a repeat vision. All of these ways are the way that Spirit talks to us. Because when is the last time that vision came true? Or you just couldn't shake it? It's because you're spiritually gifted. And so Spirit talks to us through our gifts. And we overthink it because our human is not warmed up to spiritual gifts. Our human is taught from very early on that when we see angels, when we hear spiritually guided messages, when we see miracles happening, when we see the beauty in which we really exist, we see that unlimited spark, we get a little glimmer of it when we're kids, when we're babies, and often what happens is we're shut down. Parents, family, teachers, the community, church family tell you that's evil. There's no one there. You're not talking to anybody. That's an imaginary friend. Why are you acting crazy? Stop talking to yourself. How many times have you been told, stop talking to yourself, or been made to feel like when you talk to yourself, you're crazy, so you can't do it? I'm here to tell you that you should absolutely talk to yourself, and you should absolutely answer yourself, because you are answering and talking to your human. And if everyone else gets the opportunity to talk to your human before you do, guess what your human does? Your human does what they want your human to do. And that life looks like you living your life for everybody else and continually being unhappy, waking up unhappy and unfulfilled, taking job after job that really doesn't satisfy that yearning inside of you that is just, I want to be of service in a greater capacity. I want to help, and I just want to support and love, and I know I have a lot of love to give. That side of you, it goes unfulfilled until you wake up. And once you wake up, you're in an awakening, and then you're listening, and you're seeing, you're communicating with spirit. And so spirit talks to us, and spirit is God. Spirit is our ancestors. Spirit is our spiritual guides, our angels, our spiritual team. Spirit is the loved one that passed on that reaches out to you. Spirit is the beauty in seeing two birds dancing in the sky. You know, spirit is going by and seeing a bunch of crows walking and catching your attention. Spirit is in so many ways reaching out to us, and it just takes us to be mindful in that moment to recognize it. And so, what questions do you have? What questions do you have that I might be able to help you with to just give you confirmation? My name is Nicole Anré'V, and I am founder of Spiritual Guidance Academy and Anré'V Consultants, and we just help you tap into your true self and live a happier life. And at Anré'V Consultants, we focus on corporate wellness. So, and I want you to hit the thumbs up button if this is helping you in any way. Subscribe and share. Share. You are so welcome. Spirituality Williams, I love it. I love your username. That's so cool. You're so welcome. And come on in and put in your hashtag or your pound and your 4 ones. And that's another way that Spirit reaches out to us and talks to us, because we see the synchronistic numbers and messages and symbols. And remember, a number, a letter, that's just a symbol. It's just something that stands for whatever someone says it stands for. But on the spiritual side, I do want you to know it stands for something specific. The something it stands for that is specific to you. So, for example, hey, Vivian, right? What number are you seeing often? What number are you seeing often? It goes deeper than angel number. It goes deeper than numerology. You are the soul within your human. So the universe is guiding you, right? What numbers do you see often? I want you to put it in the comment section. I'm going to come back to this video and I'm going to share with you a link that'll help you. And I'm going to help you understand that too. I've been following numbers since I was a kid, and I'm sure you have been too. If you're fascinated with it and you feel like they're following you, it's because they are. But spirit is behind those numbers. So let's say 1111. 1111 brought me to you. I didn't know what YouTube was. And this was just in 2015. I had no clue. A couple years before that, I had just figured out what Facebook was. So I lived in a bubble, in my own spiritual guidance bubble, but it's how I live my life. So I knew when I was seeing 1111, something magical was getting ready to happen that I needed to brace myself for because I was going to be nervous. I was going to feel kind of out of myself, like when you feel inside out, and I needed to really tap into the courage and bravery that God was asking me to step into. I had no clue what was going to happen. I just knew it would be a big blessing in my life, and I knew I had to accept it. Because why wouldn't I? Right? Why not? I'm in love with God. So 1111 popped up continuously, non-stop, throughout the day, every day. And I would recognize it, and then I would say, this is what's going on in my life, and I would say, okay, Lord, please show me my spiritual guidance the way that I can receive it, and I would receive my spiritual guidance that goes with 1111. So it would be a new beginning. Every time I saw 1111, I want you to do what I did, because it really works and it helps me, and it's what I help my clients with and our spiritual superstars. Vivian, no, you don't see the same number that I see. Girl, hush, right? Wait till I tell you what number you just put up there that's been following me my whole life. And I just asked Spirit right before I got on here. Oh, let me just. And so I would be listening to music. I want you to follow that. I would be focused on something specific. I want you to follow that. I would be paying attention to what somebody just said to me. I would follow that. I would be focused on something. And when I see 1111, that's it. I am on it. I want to figure out what Spirit is saying to me. That's that moment, okay? That's that moment. And here's the other thing is it might happen right before you see 1111. So I want you to be focused on all your spiritual gifts, all your senses. It is not just your sixth sense, number 6, your mind's eye, your spiritual sight, seeing the unseen, using your clairs. It's not just that. Okay? So when you're focused on seeing whatever number that is, I want you to really say to yourself, say to your human, it's time to talk to yourself, okay? You're talking to your human, still a part of who you are. And if you don't talk to your human, what happens is your human will sabotage your blessings. How many times have you sat up there and you're like, why the heck did I do that? Why did I just say that? Right? Or you're just like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Like, why did I miss that opportunity? What is going on with me? Why am I stuck? Why am I staying stuck? All of that, right? It's because you're not talking to your human. You're just using your human. We can't do that, okay? So, all right, I got some numbers up here. 357, that is one of my numbers, honey. And let me tell you, it was 537. Since 1994. Since 1994, I have been seeing 537 in many different ways, right? Different sequences, like Vivian just put 357. So 357 specifically means you are starting this new direction. It's a pivot that's happening in your life. With 3, you're building. So whatever you're building, laying that foundation, you're building for your future. And that future is going to happen sooner than later. The blessing is coming in sooner than later. 5 is that change. It's karmic. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. So that means this is a pivot in your life that it could be like turning 50. It could be like going into your second Saturn return, your first Saturn return. It could be like you're about to let go of a serious relationship. It could be with a job. It could be starting your retirement. It could be something like that, like getting married or getting divorced, meeting the love of your life, having children. It could be, there's so much, moving countries, all of that. But 5 is brace yourself, because it's happening and it's for you. It's a blessing, okay? And then 7 is keep on doing it, because that's going in the direction that's God's plan for you, okay? And then, you guys, I want you to add the numbers up. Right, so like 1111, that's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4. That's our angel's number. But it also spiritually, it means that this blessing is supposed to happen year after year after year. It's a whole complete change in your life, and it is going to affect every part of your life. It's season after season after season. So let's add 357. So we got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Plus 3, 13, 14, 15, right? So there's that new beginning. It's a new path that Vivian's taking, and it's a karmic change. With the 5, she's going to have to brace herself, because it's going to take a lot of what she may not have used inside of her with self-development. And then she's got to add that 1 and that 5. So it's 5 plus 1 equals 6. Now 6 is asking her to balance out her life. Balance, ride the waves that are low. Ride it out. Don't give up, because it's going to be that ebb and flow. You're going to hit the low periods, but you will not stay there. So you must, if it's money like that, like you'll have to balance out your money versus playing, okay, or indulging. You'll have to balance out work and family, social life and family. It'll be like that, okay? Balance out self-love, focusing on you versus focusing on family, friends, the job, stuff like that. So, and then she's full circle with 888. So things like that, right? Spirituality Williams, anything more you want to share about angels? Honey, thank you for asking me. So I've been seeing angels since I was a baby, and I was blessed to have a mama that really fostered that and helped facilitated the relationship I have and my gifts before I knew what was happening. So I want to say that you're not crazy and you're not seeing things. You're seeing the truth of in which you exist. Angels have come over on our videos several times on the walls. You will hear them knocking. You will see their images. And angels are, to me, a lot of people that are more embedded in religious umbrellas, I'll say it like that, and I'll say specifically Christianity, talk about fallen angels. I choose to say, you know what? I know my angels are, they bless me, they bless my family, they look out for us. I'm not talking about demons. Because in my eyes, if you're talking about a fallen angel, then you are then talking about someone that is fallen out of graces with God. So I liken that to a demon as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's really important that people be very careful about who they share their spiritual experiences with and what they believe. And so if you've already been taught or they've tried to teach, tried to instill, a belief onto you that goes against what you're already experiencing, then believe your intuition. And I think that when it's important to know that we practice spiritual safety, and so nobody has the right to enter your body or play around with your body. There are plenty of accounts of people being sexually molested through energy and by demonic spirits. And so it's so important that you understand there are negative energies out there. People can't say negative angels or bad angels, evil angels, call it what it is. But I just believe that if that's the case, then they're demonic, period. Evil is evil. There's no dancing around it. But divine energy is godly energy. And I do believe in my angels. I'll give you an example of who I talk to all the time. It's not Archangel Michael, who came through and will continue to come through in my life for my children, too. It is Archangel Shamuel. Just a light. The light shines the light on whatever I need to see clearly. And I call on Archangel Shamuel. I call on my angels. I call on my spiritual team all the time. And they laugh at me. I see them laughing at me. You can literally see them. I see them at a certain part at an angle of when I look up, I see them at an angle. And they'll be laughing at me, and I'll hear them laugh at me, and then I'll look up and I'll see them, and I'll be like, dang, you can stop laughing at me. You don't have to laugh that hard, or I'll see one of them, and they'll just be cracking up, like belly roll cracking up at some of the stuff, and I'll be cracking up at myself then too. It's so you have that connection with your angels, okay? Like I'll do something crazy, or I'll do something silly and catch myself. I'll be like, once I catch it, that's when in my mind's eye I see my angels at an angle, and they'll be looking at me, waiting to see if I caught it when they know I'm gonna catch it. So they'll wait for that moment, and I'll look, and they'll bust out laughing. So yes, you have your own relationship with our angels. I believe that. And I do believe that we should cultivate that. Not everybody believes that, and I get it. I think what we're taught is one thing, but what we experience, we know. What you experience, trust that. It's not for everybody. What I have found out over time is when people are paranoid about angels and spirituality, it's because they've experienced a part of spirituality that freaked them completely out, scared them to their soul, and they didn't have anybody to talk to about it. It's not something you forget. You go around the corner in your own home and see something standing there in front of you, or you are stopped by a force that's not visibly present by your human eyes. You blink and it's not there anymore. You feel the flush of spiritual sensations over your human, but nothing is there. You constantly feel it when you're around somebody or in a certain space, you can't make sense of it. The goosebumps come, but then they go, and you don't know what it is, but they keep coming. The prickles on your head, they come during certain times in the night. It keeps you from wanting to go to sleep, but you don't know why it's there. All of this is how Spirit talks to us. So thank you so much for asking me that. Do you feel like giving them offerings or gifts is a good option? No. I'm so glad you asked me that. Offerings or gifts is a good option. No. No, not me. Not me. Because my faith is enough. I don't feel like that's me. That's my belief, that's my experience, that's me. Now, I know that there's religious umbrellas that say you should give offerings to entities, or not entities, excuse me, to gods, goddesses, or ascended masters, or messengers of the Most High, or manifestations. And please forgive me if I'm not using the correct terminology. But I don't believe that worshiping anything outside of the Most High is what God wants us to do. And I believe that God is spirit. I believe that, for example, Jesus is a manifestation or a messenger of the Most High, but I don't believe Jesus is God. I believe that Jesus was a messenger, a manifestation for that time. But I also believe there was another messenger after that named Baha'u'llah, who came for a period of time and talked about the same type of message to get a group of people, which is everyone in this world, really starting with where they were at. He happened to be in Persia. So starting there, to get people to fall in love with the Most High, to get people to focus on unity, kindness, just love. I do believe that has happened throughout time, throughout pockets of this universe, to focus on love, togetherness. But yeah, that's just me. That's just me. I don't want to tell you that that's not the right thing to do, is to give offerings and things like that. I don't believe in what's the ancestral money and stuff like that. I believe in showing respect. Like, for example, ancestral altar. I think that whatever you have to do to make your human feel like they are being humbled before our higher power, and to deepen their faith in something greater than the misery and the sadness that exists within this time, 24/7 of this third dimensional time, because it was constructed, then I think you should do that. And I think it should be a ritual. And that's a habit. And so that's another thing. Be okay creating your own spiritual ritual, because Spirit talks to us when we are relaxed and we are open to receiving that guidance. And often through a ritual, through guidance, is how we are relaxed enough to receive. So you may be just staring at the wall. You might be people watching. I love people watching, right? I love it. Love people watching. Just who I am. Always have been. And I always will be. People watcher. And so when I do that, often, Spirit will come to me with a message. Boom. I'll get it, and I'll stop, and I'll focus on whatever it is that I'm focusing on, and I'm gone. At that moment, I am all in what I just heard Spirit say. Does that make sense? Hit the thumbs up button if that makes sense. I hope that really makes sense because it's so wonderful. The way that Spirit talks to us is so wonderful. And huge blessings come from it. And I don't want you to stop. I want you to try. I want you to deepen your connection with our Creator. Humility is everything. Humility is just simply knowing that you are lower than something so great that we could never even aspire to match it. And so believing in that power is everything that you need to peel away the stress and the strife of this type of life. I hope and pray that that has helped you. Thank you so much for giving me the thumbs up. So I love y'all. And whatever y'all need from me, you let me know. We do have our group coaching on Sunday. And, I want to know something right now. Comment if you all ever pop in to Spiritual Guidance Academy while you're at work. Let me know that in the comment section. Because our goal at Anré'V Consultants is to continue to make you feel relaxed at work and to help you get through your workday, to remind you and to guide and facilitate and support ways for you to be well, period. Because your life matters so much. So let me know if you tune in at work. And let me know what else you need. Excellent questions, Spirituality Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vivian. I love you out of life, and I will see you very soon. Wait a minute. Two people just said I'm at work. I'm at work. Thank you so much. I'm screenshotting this, can I? Because we want people to know. We want employers to know. Y'all need me. Y'all need me, and they need to pay for it. So we want the employers to pay for you to have a coach that's going to offer you group coaching, resources, all of it, that is coaching you really want. Not if you don't go to the gym, they're only offering you a discount at the gym. And that's all good. It's all good to be physically fit. But your idea of wellness is different. And we want companies to embrace that. And that's what Anré'V Consultants is all about. So thank you so much. Vivian, you're off work? Well, I know the other day you were like, I'm at work. Awesome. You're so welcome. I love y'all. I'll see you soon.